Welcome to Let's Build, where Night for Hire builds it, and we do our best to try to explain it.
That's going to kill my back, by the way.
So today, we're discussing a Red Eyes build. It's the second half of Couples Month. So we infiltrated Night for Hire's channel while he's on the baby dragon crust, and did a Blue Eyes profile, which is this beast little monster. Now we're doing the second half, which is Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now for me personally, Red Eyes is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster / archetype. And it started, well, okay, this may not be the whole reason it started, but it started because I found this card. You don't have to cover your face.
Oh, I was trying to just hold it up as close to the camera as I could.
This card on the floor of my high school in the hallway. I picked it up and I took it home.
Because she's weird.
It was not my first Yu-Gi-Oh card. I had a couple of structured decks by then and some hand-me-downs from Night for Hire. But this one is very special. His reject cards he didn't want. However, Red Eyes, if you're not familiar, it's a normal type monster. 2400 attack, 2000 defense. It is has a lot of similarities to the Blue Eyes and support, but it's definitely got shafted by Konami in comparison.
Because Blue Eyes rules and Red Eyes drools.
Red Eyes is an awesome archetype, but it's not competitively super viable. Some of the cards do get into competitive decks, but it has not won any major tournaments that we are aware of.
Typically just cards that have generic support of a type or attribute specifically.
However, it is a amazing level 7 monster that I am super fond of, and so I have two different Red Eyes builds of my own personally. I have a Red Eyes Fusion and a Red Eyes Burn deck. This deck here of Night for Hires is not either of those builds.
I think he went for not quite pure Red Eyes, because there is a small engine in there, small danger engine.
But anyway, let's get into those replays here. get into profiling this deck. So, starting off, we have 3 Red Eyes Black Dragons. Love this card. Obviously, needs to be in here for this to be the Red Eyes deck we're talking about here. 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It is 2800 attack, 2400 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 face-up dragon type monster you control. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard, except Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
Go ahead.
This is an incredibly useful card, which is why it's limited to 1.
Yeah, all I was going to say was I just really love the art. It's one of my favorite card arts that Konami has.
Moving on, we have Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. Sorry. It is 2400 attack, 2000 defense, which if you remember is the same as the regular Red Eyes, except this one is an effect monster.
It's even worse than an effect monster, really.
It is a Gemini monster. So, the first time you summon it, it is a normal monster face up on the field or graveyard. You can normal summon it to make it an effect monster. If you do, it gains the secondary effect here. If damage calculation is performed involving this card at the end of the battle phase, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's original attack.
Which would be kind of handy if it didn't require that extra normal summon, really.
But either way, it's 3 extra Red Eyes. Essentially the same card. And then here is the start of his little danger engine. These are 3 Danger Dogmans, also a level 7. It is 2400 attack like Red Eyes, but it's only 1000 defense. That's it. You can reveal this card from your hand. Your opponent randomly chooses 1 card from your entire hand and then discard the chosen card. If this discarded card was not Danger Dogman, special summon Danger Dogman from your hand. If you do, draw 1 card. Sorry, exclamation points.
Mm-hmm. And just such excitement. Much wow. Good doggo.
If this card is discarded, you can have all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls lose 1000 attack until end of turn. You can only use the effect of Danger Dogman once per turn.
Oh. So, part 2 of that same Danger engine here. He's got Danger Nessie! I made that sound more of a question than an exclamation, but anyway.
Nessie!
Same with every Danger. You can reveal it. Make your opponent choose 1 card from your entire hand. And then if this one is discarded, let's see. If it's not discarded, it gets special summoned. If it is discarded, he draws a card, and then he adds 1 Danger card from his deck to his hand, except Nessie. And that's a once per turn move as well.
And 1600 attack, 2800 defense.
Yeah, and also make note, all of these are dark attribute. I don't know if we mentioned that yet, but all of these are dark attribute because it kind of goes with the theme of the Red Eyes Black Dragon, which is a dark attribute dragon. Meteor Dragon Red Eyes Impact. It is another Gemini. 1800 attack, 2000 defense, 6 stars. It's treated as a normal type, or as a normal monster until you normal summon it again. And then it gains the effect of other Red Eyes monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, which would also be very useful if you were able to, normal summon it again. However, most of these usually get destroyed before they can be. Red Eyes Metal Knight Gearfried. I've only ever heard of this guy, never played with him. But once per turn, if either player equips an equipped card to him, he destroys those equipped cards, and then on top of that, can destroy 1 spell trap card the opponent controls, which is, I don't know if you are familiar with regular Gearfried the Iron Knight. kind of better. One per turn, you can send one equipped card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Then target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it. I'm a little confused by that mechanic. Purely because it says, like, once per turn if other player equips... Oh, you can destroy. Maybe that's what the thing is. Because, like, if you choose not to destroy an equipped card, you equip yourself. Never mind. Alright. And then the last danger in this deck, we'll type Danger? Jackalope? Same thing. Reveal. Choose. If it's not, this one gets summoned. It's a level 3, 500 attack, 2000 defense. If it is the one discarded, you can special summon one Danger monster from your deck in defense position, except for Danger? Jackalope? Yeah. Alright, next row is you again.
Really? I had no idea.
That's why I'm here.
Black Metal Dragon. 600 attack, 600 defense, effect monster. You target one Red Eyes monster you control, except Red Eyes be Chick, because that's not technically a Red Eyes card. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. It gains 600 attack. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand, again, except for Red Eyes be Chick. Get used to that add-on to the effect, because
a lot of Red Eyes support has that. It's so hateful towards the Chick, man.
It's because it's not a Red Eyes card in the Japanese version. Like, it's Red Eyes support, but its name isn't Red Eyes.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny, because, like, that's the same with Black Metal Dragon. It's a Red Eyes support, but it's not a Red Eyes named monster. So it's like what the opposite, I guess.
Black Stone of Legend. So if you're familiar with White Stone of Legend, they printed this several years afterwards.
And slightly better, really.
You contribute this card, special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, except Red Eyes B-Chick. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes B-Chick. Shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. You can only use one, the Black Stone of Legend effect, once per turn. Let's see. It is a 1-star dragon effect monster.
I think I see the trade-off between the Black Stone and the White Stone. The effect is overall better because you can distribute it to special summon then and there, but the White Stone of Legend is a tuner.
Mm-hmm. Red Eyes Fusion. He's only running one of these.
He may or may not have been mumbling something about how much he hates Red Eyes Fusion whenever he was heading off to his quest. I don't know why.
Fusion, summon one fusion monster that lists Red Eyes monster as a material from your extra deck. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion materials. If you do, its name becomes Red Eyes B Dragon. Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal summon or special summon other monsters the turn you activate this card. That is the major downside.
Yeah, and the only way to summon at that point is to set. But, I mean, I don't know. Not a lot of set power here.
Cards of the Red Stone. Send one level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the graveyard. Draw 2 cards. Then you can send one level 7 Red Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah, that's it. I was going to say and. You can only activate this once per turn. So it's pretty nice. You get to send one from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. There's now a Red Eyes monster in your graveyard. Then you can send one from your deck to the graveyard. Now you have 2 in the graveyard, and recursion is a big Red Eyes kind of theme. It's a big dark attribute kind of theme.
Yeah.
Dragon Mirror. Fusion summon one dragon-type fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field to the graveyard. I need this card for my Red Eyes fusion deck in real life.
I might be able to hook you up with that. I think I have a few spares lying around. Anyway. Foolish Burial. Sending stuff to the graveyard. It's important. Send one monster specifically. Monster Reborn. Red Eyes Insight. Oh, by the way, okay, if there's anybody that's new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Watching Monster Reborn, you can target a monster, special summon it in either player's graveyard, as long as it was summoned. What was the word? Legitimately, I think, is what we said last time. As long as it was summoned legitimately, if it's in the graveyard, you can bring it back. Okay. Red Eyes Insight. Send one Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Add one Red Eyes spell trap card from your deck to your hand, except for Insight.
Can't you use Monster Reborn for any monster that's in the graveyard, except for ones that say they cannot be special summoned from the graveyard?
No. Because, say a Synchro monster goes straight from your extra deck to the graveyard. Even if it doesn't say anything about not being able to be special summoned from the graveyard, you still can't because it wasn't legitimately summoned to the field first.
Yeah, but things you take from your deck and toss into the graveyard were never legitimately summoned, and those can be...
I don't know how to phrase it better, but like, if it's from the deck, with the exception of the ones that stipulate otherwise, you can special summon it. The ones from the extra deck are a lot trickier. Like, they have to be legitimately summoned to the field and then to the graveyard before you can bring them back. Like, they have to hit the field successfully in order to bring them back. That sounds a little bit more accurate. I can probably, like, squeeze something somewhere if that needs any more insight or correction. Oh, insight. Anyway, did I finish that one?
Nope.
Pretty sure I did. I'll read it again. Send one Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Add one Red Eyes spell trap card from your deck to your hand, except Red Eyes Insight. It's only able to activate one per turn. And he's got two, so it's deck thinning, basically. As well as sending a Red Eyes monster to the graveyard, which goes back on to the incursion thing. Recursion. English.
But it also gets to search for a spell or trap card.
Mm-hmm. Any Red Eyes spell trap card, so there's like Fusion. Maybe this one?
So it's more than deck thinning. It's incredibly useful resource scrapping.
I think you can only grab like 2 cards. Oh wait. Because
that's
Red Eyes spell trap. So it's this one. I think that's it. So like any one of these traps, I'm about to get to the traps, hold on. World Legacy Inheritor. Target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it to your zone a link monster points to, which is very good because links. And then the trap card to finish it off the main deck. If you control a Red Eyes monster, except Red Eyes B-Chick, the hate is real. You can target one normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and because the Geminis, you have a little bit bigger of a selection there. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can target one Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes Black-Chick, special summon it. You can only use each effect once per turn. So those are incredibly useful to bring back.
So when we get down here into the extra deck, most of these are fun filler cards. They're not necessary for the play of the deck. I'll go over a few that are more important or more fitting to the theme. But let's just skip ahead right now to Link Karibo, which is like the real MVP of this deck.
Let me just say, every Karibo, amazing. Just has my heart.
This is a Link 1. 300 attack power. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can tribute this card. Change the opponent's monster's attack to 0 until end of turn. If this card's in your graveyard, you can tribute one level 1 monster, special summon this card. You can only do it once per turn. If you saw, though, in the replays, it can be a real thorn in your opponent's side, especially if they don't realize they can negate Link Karibo's effect.
Might even bring the game back for you, give you enough time to stall.
So here is Meteor Black Comet Dragon. It is a fusion monster. It is
the big one.
An 8-star monster, 3,500 attack, 2,000 defense. It requires one level 7 Red Eyes monster and one level 6 Dragon type monster. So it could be a Red Eyes. It most likely would be a Red Eyes, but it doesn't have to be. If this card is fusion summoned, you can send one Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that monster. Burn. Red Eyes is good at it. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So again, you're wanting to dump things into your graveyard because Red Eyes is really good at that recursion.
Yeah, and I think the secondary thing has, well, at least in this deck, has to be this one. Which is fine because it's Gemini, so it wouldn't have really much use at all. So yeah, it's like using it as fusion fodder. Talking about the second one there. I had to double check that because I was like, oh yeah.
Red Eyes / Dragon requires Red Eyes, Bee Dragon, and one warrior monster, which these guys are warriors. I thought there was another. Yeah, that's a beast warrior.
Yeah, no, so it looks like just the Gear Freeds.
Anyway, with Red Eyes monster, when a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target one warrior monster in your graveyard and equip it to this as an equipped spell card. Equipped monster gains 200 attack. When a card effect is activated, that targets a card you control. It's a quick effect. You can send one equipped monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that were equipped to this card.
Probably one of my favorite newer Red Eyes cards, in all honesty, but whenever I make a Red Eyes deck, it's typically a Red Eyes Warrior deck, so the synergies are a lot.
This card will be more useful in a dark attribute warrior deck that happens to have Red Eyes Black Dragon in it than it is in a Red Eyes deck that happens to have warriors in it.
Yeah, that is true, but
Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Now this is a pretty card.
it really is, and I believe one of the latest support additions.
Yes, it is really new.
Like this past year. Not since the beginning of 2019, like in the past 365 days or so.
It's 2800 attack, 2400 defense. Requires overlaying 2 level 7 monsters. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has an Xyz material. While this card has an Xyz material, each of your opponent activates a card or effect. Inflict 500... I think I must have worded that sentence somewhere. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent each time your opponent activates a card or effect.
I'm pretty sure you said everything right, but I mean...
once per turn, during either player's turn, Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card and then target one Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So basically, while it has materials, if they activate a card or effect, inflict 500 damage to them, anytime during either player's turn, you can detach an Xyz material from it, take a Red Eyes in your graveyard, which there's many ways to put one in your graveyard, and special summon it.
And if you're crazy, you can use that special summon to bring the Geminis and then normal summon them for their effects. But I'm pretty sure that the main reason this card's in the deck is for that burning and that protection.
And I think those are the important ones. These others can be really fun. I will briefly hover over them for you, but I'm not going to go over them for you.
Yeah, the only one that's kind of like oh, you stopped right on it. That's kind of important to have in any dark attribute deck, not like Red Eye specifically, just any dark attribute. This Apprentice Witchling here boosts dark monsters' attacks, debuffs light monsters' attacks. Oh, and defenses. And then it's got the similar kind of effect as the other attribute boosters. But I believe that concludes it.
Yeah. So, soon, Night will be back. You will get your regularly scheduled, probably far more educational Let's builds.
And less snore fests. I'm sorry, Blue Eyes. You're just so. Oh, hey, he's raping Black Eyes. What are you doing?
Black Eyes.
I have at least one per video.
So thanks for joining us. We will see you soon. Check out Deli the Beard Beast on Twitch and YouTube. He will be returning very soon after his wedding.
You keep saying YouTube, but I rarely did anything to YouTube.
But they can still find you on YouTube.
I guess that's fair. You can go check out some old butt videos from the various games that I never completed.
Old butt videos?
I was going to say old ass videos, but I don't think he wants me cursing on his channel. Anyway. But yeah, you can mainly find me on Twitch. I got Instagram, Twitter, all the same name, but all that jazz. I am not trying to plug too hard here.
Also, if you're a fan of Deli here, and a fan of Night for Hire, or you just like watching two people struggle playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, you should check out Dueling with Deli.
Which would be far more hilarious and far more struggling if someone were to join us.
But that post about every week, it just resumed a couple weeks ago. You should definitely check it out. You should also check it out if you're interested in duel books.
Dueling book.
Because it is a manual simulator, and it looks quite difficult to use.
Yeah, it's essentially like playing it in real life.
But more complicated.
With a screen. Not so much more complicated, just with a screen. Oh, you should also check out Try MQT's channel, aka Mission Questing. You can find her on YouTube. Her videos have been a little inactive, but hopefully soon she'll pick up her trying random things.
It's on hiatus until after the wedding.
Yeah, that.
So by the end of the month, please like this video, subscribe to Night for Hire. He works really hard, and there is a really cute cat that shows up in half of his videos.
Yes, the only reason that same cat does not show up in the videos whenever we're doing it for him is because he's kind of an asshole.
Thank you! Bye!
Wasn't there a certain outro other than the likings? Oh, and have fun.